Hello. Today, we're going to play Stiflenought, which was played by Cool User at the Legacy Showcase Challenge. This is the biggest Legacy tournament, really, since the Delver bans, and... Not the Delver bans, but the Expressive Iteration ban. Jujubee won it because he wins fucking everything, but Stiflenought came in second with Cool User playing it, and that's what we're going to play today. It's a really interesting list. There's a lot going on, a lot of different synergies going on. But basically, you have Mycosynth Gardens, and you have Dreadnought. So, you also have Saga. So you're a Saga deck, right? And you're playing some Saga targets. And you can use Gardens to copy a Dreadnought. So essentially, the core of this deck is Stifle, counter target activator, triggered ability, and Phyrexian Dreadnought. When Phyrexian Dreadnought enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice it unless you sacrifice a total of 12. That's a trigger. So you stifle the trigger. Hence, Stiflenought. Dreadnought, Stifle, get it? So that's where this name comes from. It's an old list, but this is a very new take. You can also do dress downs, right? So you can end of your opponent's turn, cast a dress down, go to your turn, cast a Dreadnought, and it doesn't have the trigger. Right? So, this is what we do. These are all the things we could do. Now, in the sideboard, if you're worried about artifact hate, you could just bring in some Fables, because Fable's just a crazy card. And there's a lot of color hate. Right? Red Blast, Pyroblast, kind of lets you customize a little bit. And some more targets for the Saga. So we're going to try this list, and we're going to see how it goes. Let me jump into a league. And let me jump into a league. And we'll get this on the Stream Decker, and then we'll get going. Legacy League. Stiflenought join. 1 mana, 12 12s. Fortunately, we can't just jam this, but I guess we keep this hand. So we go Volcanic, Saga, Land. We can actually copy the Dreadnought with the Gardens. So the Dreadnought comes into play, you put a trigger on it, you copy it with the Gardens, then you sack the original copy, right? And then the original copy dies, you have a 12-12. But our opponent is playing a Chrome Mox. No, because this isn't entering the battlefield. Mycosynth Gardens becomes a copy, and becoming a copy doesn't trigger that when it enters the battlefield. Does that make sense? Since it's already there... Oh, fuck. Well, I think we're dead. Okay. Our opponent is up to no good. Spoils of the Vault. Holy shit. I wonder what they're going to name here. Spoils is a card I haven't seen for a long time. So choose a card name, reveal the top cards of your library until you reveal the card with the card name. This looks like Belcher. What'd they name? They named Doomsday? Name's Echo of Eons. Oh, alright. Well, good news. I didn't have a Force of Will, but now I might. Hey. Do you remember how I've criticized Echo of Eons in the past for being a bad card to play in Storm? Because I didn't have a Force of Will. Now I have a Force of Will. Yeah, this hand looks infinitely better. We could just be dead, right? They could just kill us. If they have Tendrils of Agony. We could just die here. What's up, Elianarchy? Empty the Warrens. Well, shit. Yep. We're just gonna dead. We're dead to this. Not much we could do about this. Yeah. But I mean, if you're playing a bunch of Storm, looks like they're playing 4 Storm cards, so kudos to them. Alright, so we want Null Rod, Negation, Blue Blast. I don't know if we want these. We probably don't. We don't want this. Relic's not going to be useful. Retrofitter Foundry is going to be way too slow. Meltdown's going to be good. Fable's going to be way too slow. Bolts are going to be too slow. I think I want a Red Blast over a Bolt. What's up, Sir Crushington? And let's try like this with some Force of Wills, Null Rods. We could use these, but it looked like their mana was Artifact and Black. So those are two things that aren't going to do well against, you know, blue things. I mean, we don't know enough about their deck. Like, if they're playing Burning Wishes, then these will be good, but we don't know. Too early. Alright, so this hand has a lot of permission, but doesn't do anything. I mean, play a land and pass. This land doesn't produce any colored mana, but you can... We just have to draw one land here, and then we'll be set. I guess we're going to keep this. We have 22 lands in the deck. Yeah, we'll keep. They're just a, you know, they're just a fast combo deck, so if we just keep a hand of Force of Wills, we should be in a good spot. Obviously, we have to prevent what happened last game, where they just dunked on us with the Storm. Vino Phil. It's good to see Storm still alive out here. Good to see Storm gamers gaming, doing their Storm stuff. Because I've been neglecting the Storm. You like that? You like the sneakiness, playing your Delver. Playing Delver as your icon, and then Storm. It's good stuff. LED, okay. Opal, okay. Okay, sure. Manamorphose resolves. If only Storm Streamer. I want a pair of Lost Dice. I want to be able to explore. The thing that really gets me is that there's 2 legacy formats right now, right? There's the legacy format that exists in paper, and then there's the legacy format that exists on Magic Online. Different card pools are quite annoying. I guess this resolves. We just got to stop them from getting a little bit more mana. Right? They have 2 mana. They have potential 8 mana, but they have... Okay, so obviously we can't let this resolve. We'll see if they crack their LEDs. Spoil. Wow. They're going hard in the paint here. Alright, so we need to have 2 counterspells here. They're going to name... With the spoils, they're going to name something crazy, so we have to counter both of these. Which luckily our hand does. Our hand does that. So we're going to go force the Burning Wish. Pitch the dress down. And then we will force the spoils. Because the spoils will get empty or echo or goblins or something like that, right? So we can't let them have that. So we just counter both. They could die from spoils, but if they name Empty the Warrens, which we know that they're playing 4 of, right? Then, we're in a lot of trouble. I really want to draw a land. If we draw a land, we just win. Oh, baby. Sometimes. It's the little things in life. Bonk. Okay, your turn. No hand. No permanents. I should not have played this land first. Right? Because if I ponder for an Urza Saga here, That was stupid. It was stupid to play this land first. Alright, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Shuffle my library, no. Okay. Alright, so they're not doing anything. We could dress down, but we shuffle away the Stiflenought if we do that. So let's just do this now. Let's get this, and let's go 1, 2, dress down, draw a card, bonk, go. We have the Dreadnought. Bonk, bonk, bonk. And continue with your shenanigans. Well, that could not have worked out better for us if we tried. That was pretty cracked. Okay. So, I should not have played the Polluted Delta before I pondered. Because if I pondered and I hit an Urza Saga, I would have wanted to play the Urza Saga. So that was a punt. Other than that, pretty good game. So, we saw what they're doing. And they're not really doing anything too fancy. There might be an argument to Hydroblast because we saw the Burning Wish. But at the same time, I don't know. That's kind of a slippery slope. I guess we can have one or two. We can have one Hydroblast in here instead of a Brazen Borrower, which isn't really going to do very much. And let's submit. Let's submit. I don't think we need to go too crazy on the Hydroblast because, like, well, maybe we do. All right, what do we got? We got a Mental Misstep, and that's it. And we're on the draw. I feel like this hand is too slow. And doesn't necessarily have the stuff to stop them. Our opponent's going to 6. We're going to go to 6 here. Okay. This hand, way better. This is what you call pretty much the Nutter Butter. We'll keep. We'll put back to Arid Mesa. This is about the best possible hand you could have. We've got the Force of Wills. We've got the Volcanic Island. And we've got the Ponder. Yeah, this is about as good as you can get. Our opponent's mulligan to 5. Excuse me. Okay, Chrome Mox. They're going to 5 and they're imprinting a Chrome Mox. What time to be alive? Duress? Yep. So they'll take a Force. And if we don't draw a land, I'll probably Island Ponder here. Oh, I guess I will not Island Ponder. Forgive me. I will just play an island. And I will pass the turn. So what we could do with the dress down is at the end of their second turn, at the end of their turn, we can play the dress down. Like at the end of their end step, we'll play the dress down. Then we'll go to our turn, then we'll play Dreadnought. And that'll be that. We'll have a 12-12. Eric King, FFM. Thank you for the 11 months. That's very kind of you. Thank you. So, we are in what they call a good spot here. They have 4 cards. As long as we stop them from getting to empty. And even if they empty here, this is fine, right? 3 black doesn't do anything. Doomsday. What the F? I don't think we should let them do this. I don't think that this is a good idea for us. letting them do that. All right, so we're going to go to the end step. And we're going to go dress down. Trigger. We go to our turn. Then we go boop. Your turn. You better make this next turn count. 1. Okay. Okay. I don't know why I have this red Elemental Blast in my hand. Okay. We did it. That was pretty good for us. Pretty good for us. Alright. Okay. That was an interesting Storm deck our opponent was playing. A lot of cool different combos. So it had Spoils. It had Doomsday. It had Empty the Warrens. It had Burning Wishes. Pretty cool little deck that they're playing. Pretty interesting little... It's a lot going on in that deck. I guess you could do that when you just play a bunch of mana. So we've got a reasonable hand. Okay. Certainly on Doomsday. Mercurio giving out a sub to Matt2W. Thank you, Mercurio. Yeah. Well, that's not the land of Doomsday. Doomsday wouldn't do that. Doomsday would... This must be Shadow. Because Doomsday would just get Underground Sea. And in paper, you could say... Whoa. Whoa. Burnt. Thank you, Burnt, as always. Thank you, Burnt. Giving out 10 gifted subs. Just keeping the channel going. As always. As always. Thank you, buddy. I don't think we ponder. Well, they're going to know about the Stifle. Thank you, Burnt. And thank you, Lee, for the 20 months. What's up, Lee? Hope you're doing good. Thank you, Burnt. All right. So let's get back to things here. On one hand, if we hold up the Stifle, they're going to know about it because they just saw it. But on the other hand, I think since they know about the Stifle, I think we just want to ponder. Holding up the Stifle is not going to do much if they know about it, right? We just got to establish our mana here. This is some good mana. Let's do 1, 2, 3. And we'll draw another Ponder next turn. We just need multiple blue sources. Thank you, Mercurio, again. 369. Thank you. Wonderfully terrible streamer. I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you. Alright. So, maybe we're supposed to leave up the Stifle, but the problem is if we leave up the Stifle and they just go play fetch land past the turn, right? Then we're just in a Death Shadow, eh? Alright. Alright. So now we play the Scalding Tarn. And we crack this for a Volcanic. And we could play the Soul Guide here to stop them from playing a giant Murktide. So we want to start exiling cards from their graveyard to stop the Murktide. If they don't do anything here, I'm going to sack this Soul Guide to draw a card. Thoughtseize. Okay, well. Cast Dress Down? I might have to. The game might come to that where I have to, like, dress down into... The one problem is this deck does play Fatal Push, and they also play Snuff Out. Both of those cards will kill a Dreadnought. So we have to be a little careful here. So they're hitting us for 5 here. The pig's been flooped for 16 months. Thank you. Alright, let's draw here off this Soul Guide Lantern. We need to get to a piece of business. Alright. What are we drawing? That's good. Europe is a great place to go visit. Alright, so now where are we at? We kind of need to find some way to deal with this shadow. So I'm going to ponder here. We're looking for a... None of these cards really deal with this. So I'm going to shuffle these. Alright. Again, none of these cards are really dealing with this Death Shadow, which is unfortunate. This Death Shadow is going to get large and in charge here. Alright, well, I think I let this go. Well, that was not good for me. I mean, I could have forced it, but it's still a 2 for 2. I lose a life. And, like, none of the cards in my hand are that great. I guess maybe I should have kept the dress down so it could have let me cast a guy. Oh, that's a really good draw. That is an amazing draw. We have chump blockers until the end of time. Chumpy McChumperson's here. This card's crazy. Force of Will. Boink. Alright. So, 2 mana, tap, create a colorless servo creature. Servo blocks. Right. So we're going to start making chump blockers here. We'll crack this, get a land, make a Chumpy McChumperson. We are in chump block until the end of time here. 1, 2, create a servo. They could have... They don't have. Alright. So... The question is, do we... I guess we just play the Fable. Play the Fable. Blocking with Fable, pitching this Force of Will seems better than just making a servo. I guess if they counter this, we're in trouble, but like... Alright, we're kind of in the same spot. And I think we need to pitch this Force of Will. Fable is such a sweet card. It's so crazy how good it is in like every format. Uh-oh, Ponder's not good for us. If all they need to kill us is a fetch land and a fatal push, and we're dead. They chose not to shuffle. That's not a good sign for us. There's the snuff out, and we're dead. We were dead no matter what we did there. No matter what we did there, we were dead. It's hard. Alright, so... The problem with this deck, right, is that all their removal, snuff outs, and fatal pushes, they kill our dreadnoughts. Which is not good for us. It's very not good for us. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring in the Borrower. I don't know if I want all these dreadnoughts. I don't know if I want these dreadnoughts. Like, imagine if we commit to playing a dreadnought and they're just like, snuff out. But I guess maybe it's okay. We probably don't want Force of Will against them. They're going to be like taking apart our hand constantly. Right? If they're going to be like thought seizing us and hemming us. Having Force doesn't seem like we're going to have. Having Force doesn't seem like the best. Doing alright. What's up, Mr. Reb? So let's try this. And let's cut Soul Guide Lantern is good. Relic is good. Mana value. Maybe we cut the Borrower. Well, Borrowers are quite tempo-y. No, not really. I mean, they bounce a Murktide. Maybe I don't want Retrofitter Foundry. Maybe, I mean... Yeah, let's cut Retrofitter Foundry. Didn't do anything in that last game, and they're going to have... They're probably going to be bringing in... We'll shave a dress down, too. They're probably going to be bringing in Plague Engineers for us. So... Would you like to play first? Yes. We can keep this hand. We'll hold up the Stifle. Alright. Yield through the turn. We've got a Stifle. Good old-fashioned Stifle. Good old-fashioned get ya. I want to get ya. Well, that was lovely. I think I'm going to... We could hold up the Reb, but I think I'm going to play this. I'm going to start relicking them. We're probably going to end up having to pop this to draw a card because we're so far behind. Maybe holding up Minor Misstep was better, but I don't know. I don't think it progresses our game plan. Now they have to take the Minor Misstep. What does Dress Down do versus then? Dress Down is how we get it's how we get our Phyrexian Dreadnought into play. It's for us. Well, that's not very good for us. All right, we need to draw. We need to hit a land here. We're going to fall too far behind. Good. Perfect. I've been doing all right. How about you been, MTGO Assassin? Oh, goody. Oh, goody. Oh, Legacy. Well, maybe it's my fault. Maybe this keep was greedy, right? Like, maybe I shouldn't have kept this hand. A little too greedy. How's the dog Elvis? Strix. Alright, we could beat a Strix. I mean, we're only 1 or 2 land... tilt. Tilt. Alright, well... Yeah. Not for me. Well, shit. I don't know. Maybe it was a bad keep. Maybe my eyes got too bright from the Stifle. There's no sequence of cards that we can draw here to get out of this. We'd have to draw basic land, or land. Alright. Okay. Alright. In hindsight, it was a bad keep. But that sucked. That sucked. We got destroyed by that deck. Got destroyed. We'll keep this hand. It's a nice little hand. Island. So we're going to go Volcanic. What deck plays Island? Volcanic, Ponder. I don't think I need these. Island doesn't really do much against basic. Like, Bolt doesn't really do much against basic Island, and these two, we have a handful of lands, so shuffle. That's a really good draw. Does 8cast? They do play some number of islands, but generally they'd play Seed of the Synod and play a bunch of zeros. So we have to assume it's not 8cast. Alright, so it's probably some kind of blue-white control deck. Probably the deck that Juju Bean played. I think I'm just going to start with... So I could Brainstorm here, but I'm just going to start with this Saga. We're just going to go all in on the Saga here. Hopefully they don't have 3 mana Teferi. Narset. Well, fuck. That's pretty good, too. Alright, we'll Brainstorm here. This is obviously not how I wanted to use the Brainstorm, but we don't have much of a choice. We'll put back 2 lands. So we can play... I guess we could Stifle not next turn. Teferi the Time Reveler has entered. Perfect. Guess we play this. If we play if we Stifle and then Dress Down, they just play Teferi and bounce. So we'll just pass the turn. We'll probably end up just making an Urza Saga token. Tony Scapone, thank you for the raid, my friend. I just played against the deck in round 1 that you would like. Vino Phil was playing quite the deck that you would enjoy playing. If you ever get a chance to check out what they're playing, you would like it very much. Okay, so what are they Narsetting here for? We know they have a Teferi. Thank you for the raid. Staff of the Storyteller. When Staff of the Storyteller enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 spirit token. Whenever you create 1 or more tokens, put a counter on it, remove a counter, draw a card. That's so crazy. So, we can dress this down. We could Stifle this. We could Stifle this trigger. I guess I like that. But is stifling this trigger better than making a person? Not really. I don't think so. I don't think it's better than making a dude. Okay. Alright. So let's attack. We need to put pressure on this Narset. Let's go 1, 2, make a dude. Let's make a dude here. 1, 2, dude. Untap. Now what are we doing here? Are we just making another guy? We could get a Saga and Stifle it, but let's just make another person here. Let's make another person. I think this game might go long enough that we want Retrofitter Foundry. Well, on the good news, we're going to be able to get 2 Phyrexian Dreadnoughts this turn. Phyrexian Dreadnought. Now we're going to be able to... So we know that they have a Teferi, though, which is kind of annoying. But we can get another Dreadnought here. And maybe they don't have 2 pieces of bounce. Alright. Yeah, maybe. So they have Teferi here. What? Okay. They might be playing Humility. Verdict. Okay. If we play this Saga, they're just going to Teferi bounce it, but we don't really have a lot of options. Yeah. They should have drawn a card there with this. I'm going to play this Dress Down. We get to draw a card. We get to draw 1 card each turn. So we get to draw a card here. Huh. That's kind of interesting. I'll play the Snapcaster Mage too. This way they won't be able to bounce the Saga. Alright. They have 6 cards in hand. Lovely. I'll play a Soul Guide Lantern. Exile their Verdict. And we'll play you. I should have played Gardens, maybe. So I could get a Dreadnought and then copy it. But that doesn't seem like it's going to work against our opponent with 6 cards in their hand. Yup. Staff of the Storyteller seems crazy. Well, this card seems cracked. Yeah, this card's broken. Alright. Let's go 1, 2, make a dude. I think we should maybe pop... let's just... Yeah, I was supposed to pop this there. Make another dude. Sword's my guy. Yep. Can't do anything about that. So... okay. Alright. We're scooping to that. We're scooping to them being able to empty our hand where we don't get to draw. Okay. Alright. That was pretty good. Pretty good. So, what do we want? We want Red Elemental Blasts. We could use Pithing Needle on either Narset or Teferi. Don't think we want bolts. I think Fable might be good. I don't think playing Dreadnought... I don't think Dreadnoughts are going to fucking do anything. We're going to cut the Dreadnoughts, and we're going to cut the Dress Downs. Right? Because we're not going to be able to get these in play to kill them. We'll leave in 1 Dreadnought. No. We're cutting all the Dreadnoughts. That just seems foolish to play those against them, right? They're not gonna... They're not going to... We're not going to be able to... They have swords. They have too much stuff to make these work. So let's bring in Hydroblast. Because they will be bringing in red cards, so we'll have a Hydroblast. And... do we even want 1 Dreadnought? No, I don't think so. We'll just use Fable as our win con. Yeah, I mean, we lose our hand. We draw... They draw 7 cards, and we lose our entire hand, so... we're done at that point. Alright, we'll keep this. And we will ponder. That staff is really strong. That Staff of the Storyteller. Like, I don't know why white gets stuff like that. These are all great cards. We'll keep all of these. These are all terrific cards. Yeah, that's what we're going to play next. Okay. So, now we'll play the Delta. And we'll set up for a Brainstorm. Alright. Let us Brainstorm now. We'll put back Gardens. And we'll put back that. And we don't really want to, draw those cards. Alright, so now the question is, do we want to wait with the Fable or play the Fable out? I think we just play the Fable. We have Force of Will to protect ourselves. Yeah, but the problem is, like, That card is costed enough so that it's good in Eternal formats. Oh, ridiculous amount. Ridiculous amount. Brainstorm, sure. I'm very excited to attack with this Goblin Shaman. This will make me very happy to attack with this Goblin Shaman. Yes, I could beat a Staff of the Storyteller. Famous last words. I could beat a Staff of the Storyteller. No big deal. Spoilers, he couldn't. He couldn't beat a Staff of the Storyteller. I'm going to discard a Scalding Tarn. Alright, now I'm going to go to combat. I'm going to attack. I'm going to play the Urza Saga. Yes. Saga. Yeah. Yep. Like, Staff of the Storyteller? When did this card come out? Phyrexian Obi-Wan Commander. I'll let this Ponder resolve. We really want to save these Pyroblast for Narsets, Teferi, shit like that. Shit that actually matters. I think we have to hardcast Force of Will on this one. I don't want them to be like they would get another counter on this. Yeah, we can't be doing that. Can't be doing that. Too much cards. Too much cards. Penalty, too much cards. Okay. So Saga gets flipped. We're going to hold off on using this Brainstorm. Because this way we have Pyroblast, or Brainstorm, or Hardcast Force of Will. Having Hardcast Force plus Pyroblast is pretty good here. We're just going to go nice and slow this game. We really don't want them to resolve a Dress Down. Really don't want them to have a Dress Down. So, we'll see what they end up doing. What the F is this? Return target permanent card and mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. If this spell was cast through your graveyard, choose a new copy. So they're going to get back a Staff of the Storyteller. I kind of like hard casting a Force of Will here. This does stop us from building a big board. But the problem is we know they're playing Supreme Verdict. So we can't go too heavy on the big board. Because if we like Force of Will, pitch the Brainstorm here. And then they just like untap. They just chump block for one turn. And then they untap. We're in a lot of trouble. So, for the record, this card has Flashback. So, we're going to use this Urza Saga to get either Relic or one of the cards like Relic. Relic adjacent cards. Alright, so we are going to go 1-2. Activate you. They're going for the Dress Down. Which is good, because we have the Pyroblast. Oh, they're not going for the Dress Down. Alright, so now we're going to get Soul Guide Lantern. We are going to exile Reclamation. That worked out pretty nicely. Now, do we copy? Do we go for the copy here? I think we can go for the copy. Copy? Alright. Begin combat. Begin combat. Attack, attack. Trigger. Grow this. Block, yeah. So now, unfortunately, we're, like, in trouble with the Verdict. But that's life. Supreme Verdict is a bit of an issue. It always is. Meltdown X equals 1. Well, we're going to sack this. Draw a card. We could Brainstorm here to look for something, but we're only losing 2 things. So we'll float a blue mana here. Okay. Okay, okay, okay. No. Nope. Nope. Can't have that. Sure. Alright. Let us Brainstorm. We're putting these 2 lands back. Well, I take that back. We're putting Gardens. Alright. We could just put these 2 lands back and then ponder and shuffle them away. Snapcaster's pretty good here. I kind of like the Snapcaster. So we're going to go Gardens, Snap, Land, done. Play this. Attack. They only have 2 cards. We have Hardcast Force, plus we have Pyroblast, plus we have Hardcast the Brazen Borrower as a 3/1. What's up, Janini? That's very kind words. Ruination. Nope. Nope. I don't want you to do that. I mean, maybe I should have let him do that, but still. They only have 1 card. Alright, so now we're drawing the Snapcaster Mage. And Snapcaster's a great draw here. So we'll just swing with the Shaman token. I don't think we can lose this game. We kind of played through all their card advantage stuff. So we're in a good spot. So we should be aware of the Ruination in the future. You got it. They did have the Verdict. I don't know how long they've been sandbagging that, but who knows. Alright, so let's go 1-2 Snapcaster Mage. Target a Brainstorm. Cast the Brainstorm. Put back 1, 2. We could also play a Brazen Borrower here just to put a clock on them. This is a 2-turn clock. And then we attack. We have Hardcast Force of Will plus Pyroblast to save us. We're not going to play the Fable because we just want to Hardcast Force of Will here. Snapcaster! I love Snapcaster. Anytime I can play Snapcaster, it makes me so very happy. So that's annoying. There's nothing we can do about that. We don't need to Brainstorm here. We know what we're drawing. And like, we just play the Fable and then hold this up for the 1, 2, 3. And we'll hold this, right? We could just dump these cards to the Fable. You'll dump this card to the Fable. We just have to stop them from resolving anything that grants them card advantage. Dress down. I mean, this is fine, right? It doesn't affect our Goblin Shaman. They're just 2 mana cycle. This is not fine, however. This I will address. This I will address. Okay. So they have 1 card left. We are going to dump these 2 lands. Yes. Dump, dump. Okay. Being combat. Being combat. Attack you. I'm saving this Stifle. We could have Stifled there, but we'll Stifle the Wandering Emperor. Bonk. Okay. The reason I didn't Stifle there is that could have been a bait. They could have gone, play that, Snapcaster, target swords. Right? The fetch could have been a bait. Because if they crack the fetch and then they go Snapcaster, if they crack the fetch and I stifle it, and then they play Snapcaster, target swords, I'm in trouble. I don't know if they're playing Snapcaster, but maybe there was an argument to getting that land. I don't know. They play so many fucking cards. I could have pyroed the Snapcaster, true. No snap or cycle shark. Yeah. Alright, so our plan of getting rid of all the dreadnoughts seems like it's working. Any changes we want to make? I don't think so. I think we just run it back and try and do what we did last game, which was control them from getting any Planeswalker card advantage engines. Null Rod could be good. Yeah, I guess Null Rod's good. It's probably better than Stifle. Alright, we'll play like this. Meltdown? Yeah, maybe. But the problem is this staff's going to get you. We'll keep. Alright, Island. I should have played the Polluted Delta first. Alright. This is fine. We want to save this Pyroblast to stuff that matters. I don't really want a 1-for-1 with that. We need to stop the cards that generate them card advantage. Right? We don't want to stop the cards that don't do much. Staff of the fucking Storyteller. Oh my god, I wish I had a Daze here. Alright, let's get an island here. Let's Brainstorm. Brainstorm. I'm gonna force this. Gonna pitch the Misstep. Alright, we're gonna go to our turn. Upkeep, we're cracking this. Going to get a mountain. I don't really want to get Ruinationed again, right? See, here's the thing. They're playing Prismatic Ending. They're playing a lot of stuff that can deal with a Pithing Needle, right? They play a Teferi. They bounce the needle. They get to use the staff, right? This staff is very, very dangerous. And if we play this Pithing Needle, like, you could say it seems like a spew, but, like, they have a lot of ways to deal with a Pithing Needle. It turns any piece of 1-mana interaction, any Prismatic Ending, into a draw card, right? So, like, we could needle this, but that puts us at a giant liability. So I'm not prepared to really walk into that kind of level of liability by, like, letting them have a bunch of staffs in play and then being like, all right, pending your needle while I'm sitting here with a Pyroblast, and then they get to turn their pending into, like, draw a bunch of cards. Or Teferi bounce it or something like that. Alright. So, yeah, you could say spew, but, like, at the same time, I don't want them to have a bunch of these sitting in play for the duration of a long game, because they will find a way to get value from them. That's my take. It could be wrong. It could be wrong. Yeah. Well, you know what I mean. Teferi, Narset, you know, the Wandering, you know, any of these big, beefy threats. I'm kind of prioritizing those things. Maybe I was supposed to Pithing Needle naming Wandering Emperor. Well, those are the cards we have Pyroblast for, right? Those cards get cleanly answered by this Pyroblast. Both Narset and Teferi get just clean answers with the Pyroblast. With the Pyroblast just, you know, wrecks those. Knock on wood. Right? we're gonna Snapcaster. Gonna Snapcaster Brainstorm here. I love Snapcaster. Casting a Snapcaster makes me very happy. All right, here comes the mountain for the Pyroblast. Does Brainstorming here do anything? I guess. Don't know what we're looking to hit with this Brainstorm. Alright. Let's put back Bolt. Put back Bolt. That was kind of a bad Brainstorm. A bit of a spew. Bit of a spew there. Should have waited till my turn, drawn a card, then got a good clean. Now the question is, do I want to play the Saga, get the Saga going? I think I do. And I think I want to play this Needle. I'm going to name the Wandering Emperor. That card can take over the game pretty handedly. The rest of the cards we can deal with. Like, we can Pyroblast / Bolt anything. But maybe we... I don't know. Alright, so we're drawing another Bolt. Now we have the Saga active. So we'll just pass the turn here. Don't think we play the Scalding Tarn. I think we might save that for a shuffle. Alright, so now we're definitely going to get... Okay. So now the question becomes, what do we get here? The question, what do we get here? I think we get... First of all, I think we make a dude. Just present the clock. And I think we get Retrofitter Foundry. We're to play a land so we can activate the Foundry, plus hold up Pyroblast. And we're going to attack. Maybe I should have played the Scalding Tarn instead of the Volcanic. But now we're just slow and steady. Slowly taking chunks out of them. Because they are probably going to have a Supreme Verdict in their hand. Well, that's pretty good. How do we feel about this? We should probably Pyroblast this, right? Yeah. Bonk. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's, yes. Yeah, exactly what they said. Ugh. Staff of the Storyteller. Gross. I guess we should have got the thing that exiles the graveyard. But, I mean, this is still fine, right? Because it's Retrofitter versus Staff. Retrofitter versus Staff. Yup. Alright, we will create a dude. Create a dude. Brainstorm. Alright, so how's this work? Sacrifice a servo, get a Thopter. Alright. So we're going to put back Bolt. We're going to play this. And so... Servo, untap, Thopter. We can make a 4/4. Which I think is what we're going to do. I guess maybe we could just trade this. Trade this off, make another one, untap, make another. So you make 2 1/1s next turn. I don't like going all in for one big one when they're playing so many swords effects and board wipes and such. Chris, thank you. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Chris. That's very kind of you. Alright, so we're going to go 1, 2, make a dude. Crack this. We're going to get a basic so we don't get ruinationed. And then we're going to go 1. That doesn't do what I want it to do. Nope, doesn't do what I want it to do. I'm dumb. We could play the Brazen Borrower, but we can be patient. Let's swing for 1 here with the servo. Swing for 1 with the servo. Shark Typhoon, you say? Oh my god, this is good. That is good. Holy shit, that's good. Alright, well, let's Brazen Borrower the shark. That is very good, what they just did there. Boink. Now, the question is, do we play the Fable now? Or we hold up Force of Negation? I think we hold up Force of Negation or Brazen Borrower. Or another activation of Retrofitter. This card is crazy. This card is very good. So, unfortunately, Saga. Alright, well, let's just swing with the servo. And now we're in not a good spot. Play Fable. Ouch. Okay. So now they can use Reclamation here to get Narset back? No, because we exiled Narset with Force of Negation. So that worked out pretty nicely for us. So they're getting back Dress Down. Resolves. And they're getting back a land. That's not the best one of those that I've ever seen, but not the worst. They must just have nothing going on and they need to find something. Returning staff. That's crazy. Alright. I guess staff draws him a card, right? 1, 2. Make a dude. Alright. Let's go to combat. Let's kill the Teferi. Begin combat. Attack, and then attack Teferi. Teferi dies, this thing dies. Then we'll cast the Ponder second main phase. And what are we looking for? Lightning Bolt. Fable. I don't think we need to play the Fable. I don't think it does anything. I don't think the Lightning Bolt does anything. I don't think the Gardens do anything. I mean, the Gardens do let us copy the Foundry. But the problem is it puts us a little cold to the Meltdown, right? I don't think having 2 Foundries doesn't really do that much for us. So I'm going to shuffle these. Nah, Fable's not going to work. Let's shuffle. Okay, well, let's do it again. Huh. That's kind of interesting. Huh. I'm going to keep the Null Rod. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. No. Null Rod. Yield. Yeah, we're going to draw the Force of Will, and then we're going to shuffle. Narset, sure. Prismatic Ending. Yeah, but this is fine, right? We have a lot of ways to spend our mana. We have Urza Saga, we have the Brazen Borrower, right? This will stop them from drawing a card with the staff that they just played. So staff comes down, they just make a 1/1 here. They can't use this. They do have the pending though, so they can pending the... They could pending the Null Rod. I gotta go a little bit faster here. 1, 2, activate. Tilt. Let's get Soul Guide Lantern to come down. Get rid of Teferi. Now we're gonna go to combat. Begin combat. Attack Narset. Attack Narset. We have to hit Narset here. Alright. I can't talk as much because I only have 4 minutes. This is fine. Alright. Teferi. We should counter this. If not, what the hell else are we doing with the Teferi? Ugh. Pyroblast. Okay, well. Swing the servo at Narset. And then we'll play Fable. We have the Brazen Borrower too. Oh, they have the Hydroblast. Ugh. We're dead. We are dead. We have died. The Wandering Emperor? Oh, gross. We don't have the tools to really compete with this deck. They have Pyroblast here. And we're going to go to combat. We're going to go to combat. We're going to attack them. And they're going to play the Wandering Emperor. And, oh, guess we have a turn here. Killed the Narset. The Null Rod is stopping them. Well, the Null Rod's kind of messing us up here. But Sav of the Storyteller is really good. Very impressed with this card. It's the first time I played against it. Bolt, bolt, bolt. Well, I guess if we don't do this, we lose to this Emperor. Emperor will kill us. Alright, we're dead. We're dead. We're dead to the Emperor. They just had so much more value than us. Staff seems really crazy. Well, not the staff. I don't know. Like, playing the Null Rod shut down our own stuff, but at the same time, they would have drawn 3 cards, right? So, it's hard to say if using the Null Rod was the right play. I think instead of getting the Retrofitter Foundry, I should have got the Soul Guide Lantern to get rid of their staff so he didn't get blown out by this card. It's not that low. That's in paper. All right. Not doing so hot with this deck. Kind of getting spanked. I'll be right back 1 second while we queue. Okay, so we literally only have this. We also have the Saga, so we're going to try and keep it. So what we're going to do... Okay, so we can go turn 1, Urza Saga. Turn 2, end of their turn, play a Dress Down. Turn 3, play Dreadnought. But the problem is that loses to Thalia. But I think we're going to take the risk. We're going to take the risk here. Maybe this is too much of a risk. But we'll see. I guess this loses to a bunch of stuff, but... Oh, shit. Shit. Oh, it loses to both of those. Oh, great. Well, that didn't work. Double removal. So the idea was we'd go land, dress down. We'd dress down, we'd get a Dreadnought from this, and then we'd play the Dreadnought from our hand, and we'd have 2 Dreadnoughts. But life doesn't work the way you want it to sometimes. So now we're in trouble. Alright. We should have won the roll. Yeah, that'd be nice. Yup. So now we're just doing nothing. So much worse. I don't know. They both... It's the same deck. It's the same deck. We're drawing good here. We're drawing nice and good. We're drawing real good. Nothing we can literally do. Hopefully they don't have Stoneforge Mystic. Cool. Cauldron Complete. Cool. We have 0 answers to Cauldron Complete, and it blocks our Dreadnought. That's good for us. In fact, all of this is just great for us. Yep. Yep. I guess it was my fault. I shouldn't have played the Saga on 1. Even though they only had 4 cards, I should have known better. Pyroblast. Oh, good. Alright, so... I guess we can dress down at the end of their turn. And then maybe hope to draw another Dreadnought and, like... That gets Jitte or Sophie or something. And then we're just toast. Alright, that worked out great. So, let's go... Let's get rid of Pyroblast. Let's bring in Pithing Needle. Let's bring in Null Rod. Let's bring in Brazen Borrower. Land ×3 into Pyroblast. Not the best draws we've ever had. So let's bring in these cards. I don't know if we want Karakas. Like, on one hand, Karakas does deal with Thalia pretty well. But it's kind of about it. Alright, let's get these Pyroblasts out of here. Yeah, let's get those. We don't need the Soul Guide Lantern, right? They're not doing anything with their graveyard. I think we want Meltdowns. Meltdown's kind of awkward because we have it. And the question is, do we want these? The question is, do we want our Fables? And I think the answer is... no. Let's not play the 4 Meltdowns. The only card we care about getting is really... let's cut this. for this. It's land for land. And then we'll bring in 3 of these. And it's every list is a little bit different, right? There hasn't been a stock Death and Taxes for a long time, I would think. All right, we can keep this. It's not the best hand, but we can keep it. We're going to start with a Flooded Strand, and we're going to pass the turn. Maybe Fable is not that great against Thalia, but, you know, you never know. All right. Let's play you. Let's yield through the turn. Plains, huh? Let's play a Volcanic here. What do they got? Chalice on 1. Fucking annoying. I mean, we could just let this go. Let's see. Yeah, let's let it go. This might be famous last words, but we'll let it go. Nah, it shuts down too much. Shuts down too much. Too much of our good stuff is shut down. That'd be just too much of a liability. Let's get a basic island here. Too much of our stuff shut down. 1, 2, 3, Fable. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Yeah. I mean, it stops our lightning bolts, our stifles, our brainstorms, our it stops 20 cards in our deck. I'm gonna counter this. Just because this card blocks our goblins so well. Right? It just blocks our goblins. And we're playing 2 goblins here. We are not going to do anything. Play the Fable. We're going for infinite goblins here. Infinite tokens, infinite goblins. Alright. Karakas. So we get to look at essentially a bunch of cards next turn. The only question is, do we brainstorm first in response to the Fable trigger? Or if we don't. But we'll see what we draw, see what happens. Stoneforge Mystic. Well, we need to find an answer for that stupid card. Cauldron complete. Oh, that's exciting. Alright, so let's brainstorm here. Then if we get some crap, we can pitch it. Alright, these cards are good. Let's put back 2. Then we'll discard the Saga. Now, I don't think we actually discard anything. I think we discard anything. I think we just play the Saga, attack for 1,000,000, and pass the turn. Yeah. I mean, we just tempo it, right? If we needle it, then they're not going to invest the 2 mana. If we let them invest the 2 mana to put the Cauldron in play, and then we just bounce it, right? We make them commit to this and just bounce it. Because now they're just sitting here with the thing up, right? So now they're gonna go to their turn, right? Then we're gonna attack. They're gonna put the Cauldron. We're gonna bounce it, and then we're gonna needle the mom. Or we're gonna dress down or whatever. Boink. Boink. This flips. Guess we should copy one of these. Oh, I forgot about making infinite reflections. This comes into play. Batterskull. Ooh. I haven't seen a Batterskull in a while. Alright, well. Get out of here, stupid germ. Bonk. Alright. Okay. So now they have a lot to get through here. I don't know if we play the Brazen Borrower at the end of turn. Skyclave. I'm gonna dress down here. Boink. Okay. So now we go to our turn. This thing falls off. We should make a star, right? Make a star. Untap. Make another star. And we're gonna get Retrofitter, I guess. Oh, we can actually make a Dreadnought here, right? No, we can't. That doesn't work like that. We could make copies, but we'd still have to sack things for the copies. Let's just get a Retrofitter. Alright, so now we're gonna cast Pithing Needle. Oh, Mother Ruins. Mother of Ruins. And now we're gonna go copy, attack. I should have copied this construct in case they have a swords. That was bad, right? I should have copied this one. Alright. That was a mistake. But the problem is that since we're creating a new copy, that copy enters, we have to sack 12. Right? So we have the original sack 12, and then we have another sack 12, and then we keep making sack 12s, right? So it doesn't work that way, unfortunately. Alright, let's submit. I should have used the token to copy on the summoning stick column, so that way if they had a swords, I wouldn't have been blown out as bad as I was. Alright, we'll keep this hand. We'll keep this. But we'd still have a second copy. No, it would work. You're right. All right. Yeah, it all right, hold on. So it comes into play. Then we copy it. Then we can sack the original copy for the second trigger, and then we let the first one die. And yeah, it works. It works. It works. I'm just stupid. All right, so we're gonna pass here. We're gonna hold up the ponder so we can force a will. It works. It works. I was wrong. Yep. We're gonna force a will of Thalia here. This is fine. We don't care about this. The only thing we care about is Thalia. Alright. So now, end of the turn, we play Dress Down, untap, Dreadnought, with Force of Will back up. This seems like a good spot to be in. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Alright, so we're going to crack here. We're going to get island. We're going to get mountain. We're going to get mountain. Mountaina. And then we're going to go dress down. And then we're going to go to our turn. They'll probably tap one of our lands here. But that's okay. Yup. And then we're going to go 12-12. 12-12. And you can go. Hello, everybody. Dingo doesn't watch the stream. He's too angry. Too much malding for poor Dingo to watch the stream. 1, 2, 3. Nope. Nope. None of that. No, no. Yep. We've been wastelanded. So you can make a copy and sack the copy. And then let the hasted copy survive. Alright. We did it. I don't think we can keep this hand. I don't think we can keep this. Okay, we'll keep this. Put back that. New Nebel Welkins. Cloud Post. Oh boy. Oh baby. We have a clock now. We have to kill them very quickly. So we need to find... Maybe we turn one the Saga this time. This time we're going to do it. This time we're going to turn one the Saga. Because this way, turn 2, at the end of their turn 2, we play the dress down, then we fetch out a Dreadnought. Fuck. Oh, Karn. Oh, Karn, you piece of garbage. Alright. So now we're going to go... Okay, we're going to play our island here. Actually, we're going to play the Polluted Delta, and we're going to pass. They reveal an artifact. What are they going to reveal? Liquid metal coating. Yup. Alright. So now, we go to our end step. We crack this. We're going to get a Volcanic Island. We're going to cast Dress Down. Going to cast the Dress Down. 1, 2. Dress Down. We're getting naked. Alright. So now we draw. Untap. Yes. This is fine. This is fine. Float of mana. Get a Dreadnought. We can copy this. But the problem is, what could they get with this Karn here that fucks this up, right? What do they get with the Karn that fucks this up? Whatever. Okay. Bridge. Then we just bounce the bridge, right? Snaring bridge. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Ancient Tomb. Yeah, we're going to bolt Karn at the end step here. Bonk. Okay. So now we Brazen Borrower the bridge and Spanky Spank. Time for a little game of Spank. Time for a little game of the Spanky Spank. Scalding Tarn. Boop, boop. That one. Bonk. Little bonk. Just a little bonk. Hey, have a good one, Deafmans. Every day. Alright. So, what do we want? Null Rod, yes. Pithing Needle, yes. Brazen Borrower, yes. Meltdowns? Question mark. Probably, right? What do we not want? Pyroblast. Red Elemental Blast. Lantern. Probably don't want Retrofitter Foundry against the Karn Father. This shit's so slow and derpy. I hate Retrofitter Foundry. Alright. So, we're bringing in this. I think we also cut Minor Misstep. I don't think this card has a lot of value here. I think we'll bring in a Fable. And I think we submit like, yeah, and like so. What does Karakas bounce? Golos? You don't really want to bounce those to the hand, right? Those aren't really what you want to bounce. Alright, this hand kind of blows, but, you know, here we are. Grim Monolith. Okay. Alright. Let's ponder. I don't think we want to do the Saga first trick. We could needle this. I mean, this is a mana thing. Right? This is a mana. It would stop the untap, but it wouldn't stop the mana. Pounder. Meltdown. Force of Will. These cards seem good. Let's keep these. Yield. We're drawing a Meltdown. What's the third card underneath it? Meltdown. It's a land, right? It's Meltdown next, and then... Ugh, don't remember. I think it's a land. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thought not seer. No. No. So now we're drawing a Meltdown. I've tried it. I'm not smart enough to get it to work. I'm not smart enough. So the question is now, do we play the Saga? Or do we play one of these lands? I think we play this land. And I think I'm going to play Pithing Needle on Karn right now. This is kind of dumb. Because I'm probably going to end up melting down. And I'm just going to kill this thing. But we'll see. I don't want them to play a Karn next turn. That'd be kind of miserable. Turn the Great Creator. Alright. Okay. This Meltdown got a lot worse, though. But we're going to play Saga next turn. Maybe this is the wrong thing to do. I can't believe I can't remember what the... Vesuva, copy Eldrazi Temple. Another Monolith. Sure. They have so much mana. They have too much mana for next turn. Yeah, I think it's a Delta too. I'm gonna crack my land. I'm gonna crack my land so I don't draw it. I think it's a land, to be honest. All right, let's crack this, and I think I'm gonna have to melt down these. If we draw another blue card, we're definitely gonna melt down. But I really didn't want them to play a Karn that turn with all the mana. Alright, that was the perfect draw. Now we could just melt down our Pithing Needle. We can't let them have... Oop. We can't let them have 1,000,000 mana. This is too much mana. This is 2, 6, 12 mana next turn. Too much. Too much mana for you. Alright, now we're yielding. Too much mana. Eldrazi Temple. City of Traders. That's 8 mana. 8 mana, go. Alright. Alright, we'll play this land. And then we'll start making Urza Saga dudes. And we can stifle our Dreadnought. So we can make an Urza Saga dude and then make a Dreadnought. And then stifle the Dreadnought's ETB. That Stifle was a good draw. Stifle was a good draw. 1, 2, 3, 4. What do we got? Thought-Knot's here. Well, I might as well Force of Will this. Pitch that. And now we're gonna make a dude. Make a Saga. Alright, so let's make a Saga. 1, 2. Make a Saga. Untap. I don't think we need to make another Saga token. If we don't draw anything, we will. But... alright, well, let's just make another Saga. Crack. Get Island. This thing comes into play. We'll get a Dreadnought. Trigger. Stifle. Play Saga. Attackies. Alright. You have a draw step. And you cannot always dust us. If I cast Demonic Dude in real life. Urza Saga, your favorite card. I would tutor for Wrenn and 6 plus Urza Saga. And then play Jund Saga. I hope their hand is always thus. Alright, so... well, let's open our pity chest. Terrible cards. What'd you guys think of the deck? I like the deck. There's a lot going on here. There's a lot going on here. I like the deck. Obviously, I could have played it a little bit better. 4 of these main decks seems like a lot. This seems like a bit much. But I don't know. Yeah. It has a power level to it, right?